I stood in the decorated hall feeling my heartbeat slam against my ribs, but I tried to smile as people whispered around me. "Where is Daniel?" someone asked, and the question stabbed me. I grabbed my phone and dialed him. "Pick up, please," I whispered. It rang until it ended. I tried again. Nothing. My hands shook as I turned to Mia. Or rather, where Mia should have been. "Where did she go?" I murmured. My mother stepped close. "Ariana, breathe. Maybe he's stuck in traffic. He wouldn't disappear like this," I said, though fear crawled up my throat. I dialed again. "Daniel, answer me. Please." Still nothing. Lily rushed to my side. I checked the parking lot. "His car isn't here." "What?" My voice cracked. "He left. Ari, maybe he's..." My phone buzzed. A message. I opened it, expecting an apology from Daniel. Instead, it was a photo. Daniel. Mia. Suitcase. Taxi. My breath stopped. "No," I whispered. "No, this isn't real." I stared at the image, my fingers numb. Why would they do this? My mother touched my arm gently. "Ariana, come sit down." "No," I cried, but my knees gave out, and Lily caught me. "He ran away with her. My best friend. On my wedding day." The words tasted like blood. Lily knelt beside me. "Ari, look at me. You didn't do anything wrong." "I trusted them," I whispered. "Both of them." Guests stared. Their pity felt like knives. Someone said, "This is awful," and another whispered, "How shameful." I wanted to disappear. My mother held my shoulders. "We'll go home. You don't have to stay here." "I can't breathe," I whispered. "I can't even think." She guided me out of the hall, my dress dragging on the floor. It felt heavier than my entire life. At home, I collapsed onto my bed. Why did he choose her? I sobbed. Lily sat beside me. "He's a coward. And she's worse." "I loved him," I said, my voice hollow. "I thought he loved me too." Hours passed. I cried until my throat burned. "Mom," I whispered, "do I face people after this?" "You don't have to answer anyone," she said softly. "Just rest." But resting, I woke before dawn, my heart pounding as if the past still lived under my skin. When I stepped into the small kitchen, Clara was already there, slicing fruit with a sweetness that always felt a little too sharp. She looked up and smiled. "You're awake early. Big plans." "Just thinking," I said, keeping my voice calm. She tilted her head. "Thinking about what?" "You look tired." "I didn't sleep well," I replied. "Too much on my mind." She pushed a plate toward me. "Eat. You need energy. Leon might stop by today." My stomach twisted, but I forced a nod. "Right. I'll be ready." Clara leaned against the counter. "You always act strange when he's around. Are you nervous?" "No," I said quickly. "Just careful." She laughed softly. "Careful? Around Leon? He's charming. You should relax." I lifted the fork slowly. I've learned that relaxing usually ends badly. Her smile faltered for a second, like I had stepped somewhere she didn't want me to. Then she regained it. "You worry too much. He likes you. Everyone sees it." "Everyone can be wrong," I murmured. She studied me, eyes narrowing. "What's going on with you lately?" "Nothing," I said. "I'm just paying attention." "To what?" "To everything." She didn't like that answer, and I saw the first spark of irritation flare in her expression. "Well, I hope you don't start overthinking again. It ruins things." "I'm not ruining anything," I said. "I'm just not blind anymore." She blinked. "What does that mean?" "Nothing you need to worry about." The silence grew heavy, and she changed the subject. "Leon said he might bring gifts today. Maybe something nice for you." "That won't change anything for me," I said. Clara's grip tightened on her cup. "You're acting as if you already have someone better waiting." I forced a small smile. "Maybe I'm done depending on anyone." She scoffed lightly. "You? You always fall too fast." "Not anymore," I whispered. Before she could reply, the doorbell rang. My breath caught. Clara's eyes lit up. That must be him. I opened the door and saw Leon standing there, handsome and polished, the same calm arrogance I once confused for confidence. He smiled. Good morning. You look surprised. I wasn't expecting you this early, I said. I like visiting before the day gets busy, he replied, stepping inside. Did you miss me? I swallowed the anger rising in my chest. I've been busy. He frowned. Busy with what? Planning my life, I said. It changes things. Clara rushed over. Leon, you came. Look, I made breakfast. He ignored her enthusiasm and kept staring at me. You seem different today. Do I? I asked. Yes. You're distant. I'm fine, I said. Just thinking. He stepped closer. Thinking about us? There is no us, Leon, I said softly. We never defined anything. He looked offended. You know what I feel. I held his gaze. You never said it. He opened his mouth, then closed it slowly, confused by my sudden strength. Are you trying to push me away? I'm trying to understand my choices, I said. Clara cut in quickly. She's overthinking again. She does that. Don't mind it. Leon glanced at her, but returned his focus to me. Let's talk alone later. No, I said. Whatever you want to say can be said here. He looked surprised. Why? Transparency, I answered. It keeps things clean. Clara stared at me like I had betrayed her. Why are you being like this? I'm tired of pretending, I said. Leon sighed. We'll talk later. He handed Clara a small box. This is for you. For me? She asked, shocked. Just a friendly gesture, he said, but the look he threw me was testing. I smiled politely. You two enjoy talking. I have an errand. Clara stepped forward. Where are you going? The market. Leon raised a brow. When Clara cornered me in the hallway that afternoon, her smile was too bright. I need to talk to Leon alone today, she said. It's important. Important for who? I asked. For all of us, she insisted. You don't have to be there. Yes, I said. I do. She blinked. What? I'm not stepping aside, I said, trying to keep my voice from trembling. Not this time. Her smile cracked. Why are you being difficult? I'm not being difficult, I said. I'm just choosing for myself. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me. You never used to act like this. I never used to know better, I whispered. Her eyes narrowed. Leon trusts me. He tells me things he doesn't tell anyone. That's exactly why I'm staying, I said. I want to hear things directly. She crossed her arms. Are you accusing me of something? No, I said. I just don't want middlemen anymore. My firm tone unsettled her, and she stepped back. Fine. But don't blame me if you make him angry. I'm not afraid of his anger anymore. Before she could respond, the bell rang. Clara rushed to the door like she wanted to prove ownership, but I followed right behind her. Leon stood there, and his eyes immediately found mine. I was hoping to talk to you, he said. Clara jumped in. Actually, Leon. No, I said. I'll talk with him. Leon looked between us. Why does it feel like I walked into a battle? Because some people don't like change, I said, looking at Clara. What change? He asked. I'm not stepping aside today, I said. If you have something to say, I'll listen. He frowned. You're colder than usual. I'm clearer than usual, I answered. We moved to the sitting room. Clara followed, hovering like a shadow. Leon took a seat and studied me. You're acting strange again. I'm acting like someone who learned something. What did you learn? He asked. That silence doesn't protect me, I said. And I'm done being quiet. He seemed confused. Are you angry with me? I'm not angry, I said. I'm just seeing things differently. If you're trying to push me away, he said, you're doing a good job. I'm not pushing you, I replied. I'm just not chasing you. Clara scoffed softly. Leon shot her a look. Did you say something? She smiled innocently. Nothing. I only want what's best. I said, then let me decide what's best for me. Her jaw tightened. You're twisting everything. No, I said. I'm finally untwisting it. Before tension could rise further, a tall figure stepped into the doorway, General Rowan Crest. His presence filled the room. Leon, he said, I was told you were here. Leon stood quickly. General, I didn't expect you today. I was nearby, Rowan said. Then he looked at me, his voice steady. You must be Iris. Yes, I said. Nice to meet you. He nodded respectfully. I've heard you're the sensible one. Clara's face froze. Sensible? Who said that? Rowan ignored her entirely. Leon, your father wants the reports by evening. But before you leave, I'd like a word with Iris. Leon looked suspicious. Why? Because she speaks with clarity, Rowan said. Rare in this house. My breath caught. No one had ever said that about me before. Leon sat again. We'll all talk then. Rowan turned to me. Are you being pressured here? Clara stepped forward fast. Of course not. She's just confused. The moment I walked into the dining room, I felt Clara's gaze burn through me. She smiled too sweetly, the kind that always came before a sting. Ariana, you look different tonight, she said. I've had a long day, I replied, keeping my tone even. Her eyebrows arched. Different how? You mean distant. Maybe, I said calmly. Or maybe I just stopped pretending. Her lips tightened. Stop pretending? That's unusual for you. I ignored her jab and turned toward Leon, who was already seated. He glanced up, his brow furrowing as he noticed the change in me. Everything all right? He asked quietly. Yes, I said, smiling faintly. Everything's fine. Clara leaned closer, voice low and sharp. You don't need to answer him every time he asks. I answer when I want to, I replied. Her jaw twitched. She glanced at my mother, who smiled nervously, clearly sensing the tension but unsure how to intervene. I took my seat, my posture straight, calm, but alert. Dinner's ready, my father announced. He placed the dishes on the table, unaware of the silent storm brewing beside him. Clara tried to dominate the conversation immediately. Ariana, why don't you serve everyone first? You know how it's done. I shook my head gently. I'll serve what I need first. The words startled her. Excuse me? I said I'll serve what I need. I repeated. Not everyone else. She faltered, clearly unprepared for resistance. Leon's gaze sharpened. I like that, he muttered under his breath. Clara's eyes snapped toward him. What did you just say? Nothing, he replied, still studying me. The meal started, and she attempted subtle digs again. So, Ariana, have you decided how you'll manage your company while balancing other priorities? I smiled softly. I've already started making plans. I'll manage just fine. A laugh escaped her, but it was brittle. You always sounded so unsure. I used to be, I admitted. Not anymore. Leon raised his eyebrows. I'm impressed. Clara huffed and turned toward my father. She's changed. You've been different lately, my father said carefully. More confident. I let the words sink in, enjoying the small victory, but the fear lingered. I still remembered how fast things could spiral if I misstepped. The tension thickened when Sergeant Alex Reed, my father's friend visiting for the evening, spoke up. I heard a funny story about Clara, he said casually. Something about her managing a project and… Clara froze, her fork midair. Alex, she whispered sharply. He looked confused. What? I'm just sharing. I leaned slightly forward, listening. His words revealed more than he realized, little hints about Clara's manipulations, lies I'd missed the first time. I didn't interrupt, just stored every detail carefully in my mind. Clara's face flushed red. That's not relevant, she snapped. Yes, it is, I said calmly, voice soft but steady. It shows how important honesty is. Leon's head tilted. You seem unbothered by her, he said. I'm not unbothered, I said. I'm aware. His eyes lingered on me, a mixture of confusion and curiosity. This is new, he murmured. After dinner, Clara slipped out, clearly plotting. I saw her glance toward Nina Vale, and I knew the meeting was about me. I felt the familiar burn of anxiety, but this time it wasn't panic. I whispered to myself, "Not again. I won't let them control me." Later, I found Ethan Brooks sitting quietly in the study, reading. I hesitated at the doorway. "May I come in?" I asked. He looked up and smiled gently. "Of course." I closed the door behind me and sat. I barely noticed the knock at the door until Dr. Hayden stepped inside, his eyes scanning the room. "Ariana?" he asked softly. "Yes," I said, voice trembling slightly. "Do you remember me?" His face softened. "I do. From before. I wish I had arrived sooner." A cold shiver ran down my spine. "You mean the other time?" "Yes," he said gently. "I saw the fear in your eyes. Living under someone else's shadow. It didn't have to be that way." I swallowed hard. Memories surged, late nights, whispered threats, doors closed in my face. "It feels like it's all repeating," I whispered. "But this time, I want proof. I need to stop her." Dr. Hayden nodded. "You have the chance now. Don't waste it." I glanced at him, feeling a flicker of hope. "I'll gather everything. Emails, notes, little things she tried to hide." "Be careful," he said. "They notice if you move too fast. Patience is your ally." Later that day, Aunt Miriam arrived. "Ariana, I've always suspected her," she said quietly. "But I didn't dare speak. I was scared of what she could do." "Why now?" I asked. "Because she's slipping," Miriam said. "You have the strength she doesn't expect." I smiled faintly. "I've learned from the past. This time, I won't be blind." She nodded. "Good. Take every chance to watch, to listen. Evidence is power." The next evening, General Rowan Crest invited me to a small gathering. "I want you to observe," he said. "Be yourself. Don't let her dictate your presence." I arrived, heart steady but cautious. Clara was already there, radiant in a dress she picked to dazzle, to intimidate. She swept past me, lips curved in that practiced smile. "Ariana, isn't this exciting?" she said. "Leon will surely notice me tonight." "I'm sure he will," I said calmly, voice quiet but firm. "But appearances can be deceiving." Her smile faltered for a heartbeat. "What do you mean?" I said softly, "what people show isn't always who they are." Leon appeared at that moment, looking between us with a faint furrow in his brow. "Why are you both acting like this?" he asked, slightly confused. "Because," I said, locking eyes with him, "I've stopped pretending." Clara's lips pressed into a thin line. "You're different tonight," she said. "Not different," I corrected. "Aware." I watched her carefully, noticing every small flicker of impatience, the subtle bite to her smile. She was cracking. Slowly, carefully, she was losing control of the narrative she had always held. Rowan's eyes met mine across the room. He raised a brow subtly, almost like a signal. Protective, alert. I felt a quiet reassurance. He saw me, the real me, not the polished surface Clara tried to enforce. "Do you see it too?" I whispered to myself, feeling the truth rise like sunlight through clouds. Leon's attention wavered between us. "Something's off," he murmured, almost to himself. I don't know why I didn't see it before." "See what?" I asked softly, letting him draw his own conclusions. "That she manipulated everything," he said. "I never realized." I kept my expression calm, sipping my drink. "It's easy to be blind when you want to believe someone's perfect," I said lightly. Clara tried again. "Leon, The moment Clara entered the room, I felt the tension tighten like a wire. Her eyes were sharp, and her smile was more weapon than warmth. "Ariana," she said sweetly, too sweetly, "I think you've gone too far this time." I didn't flinch. "What do you mean?" "You've been sabotaging me," she hissed. "Trying to make Leon choose you over me. Spreading lies, turning everyone against me." I tilted my head slightly. "Really? That's a serious accusation. Do you have proof? Or is this just a fantasy you've been telling yourself?" Her face paled for a fraction of a second before she clenched her fists. "You think you can twist the truth and win?" This time it's different. Before I could respond, Rowan stepped forward. Clara, enough. His tone carried authority that left no room for argument. Stop pointing fingers without evidence. Rowan, she started. Silence. His eyes met mine briefly, a subtle encouragement. I know the real story. Alex Reed cleared his throat. She's telling the truth. I've noticed your manipulations, Clara. Everything I overheard last week, it all makes sense now. Clara's hands shook slightly. You're lying. You can't believe her over me. I stayed calm. I don't have to convince you. The truth speaks for itself. Leon stepped closer, eyes wide and confused. Wait, what do you mean, manipulations? I took a slow breath. Everything you thought was me being difficult or distant. It wasn't me creating problems. It was Clara controlling situations, using you, lying about me. His face twisted, disbelief and anger flashing across his features. No, that can't be true. You believed her, I said softly. In my past life, I trusted you too. But now, I see clearly. And I won't let history repeat itself. Clara stumbled over her words. Leon, you have to believe me. She's trying to ruin me. Why would I believe you? Leon asked, voice shaking. Every doubt I had, was your doing. You lied to me. Aunt Miriam stepped forward, her voice firm but calm. Leon, she told me things I was too afraid to reveal before. This time, I'm not staying silent. Clara's mask began to crack. You, how dare you all? You'll regret this. Ethan's quiet voice cut through the tension. Clara, the evidence is clear. She isn't lying. You orchestrated this. I felt a quiet satisfaction, but I didn't let it show. I don't need revenge, I said softly, voice steady. Truth is doing it for me. Leon's shoulders slumped, his hands clenching at his sides. I can't believe I was blind. I'm so sorry, Ariana. I didn't see. You don't have to apologize, I said calmly, holding his gaze. I don't love you anymore. The words hit him like a blow. His face drained of color, and he stepped back, unable to meet my eyes. Clara's expression twisted into fury and disbelief. You can't just. I interrupted softly. I don't need to act. You've already shown who you are. Everything you wanted, control, power, admiration, it's slipping. Rowan's eyes met mine, protective but approving. She's speaking the truth. Nothing else matters. Clara's voice cracked. You'll regret this, Ariana. Everyone will see you for who you really are. I'm fine with that, I said. Because no one will see me as you see me. Your lies have already shown themselves. Leon's head sank. I should have noticed. I let you use me. I destroyed her in the past, and now I see it. I'm sorry. I nodded once. It's too late for apologies. But that doesn't matter. This life is mine now. I don't need revenge. I only need truth. Clara's mask slipped further. Her smile faltered, her confidence crumbling in front of everyone. People whispered, casting sharp glances, noticing her tense posture, her forced composure. Karma was not sudden but perfect, subtle yet complete. You see, Clara, I said, voice quiet but cutting, this is what happens when deception becomes your weapon. The world eventually sees through it. She looked. The morning was quiet, almost unreal. The sun filtered gently through the curtains, and I could hear the distant hum of the city waking up. I sipped my coffee, letting the calm settle around me, when I heard a soft knock on the door. Ariana? Leon's voice carried hesitation, a shadow of the man I once loved. I set my cup down, took a deep breath, and opened the door just a crack. Leon, I said, voice steady. What do you want? He shifted uncomfortably. I wanted to explain, to apologize properly. I smiled faintly, a mix of sympathy and distance. Leon, apologies don't change what's been done. I don't love you anymore. That chapter is closed. His brow furrowed. But we. No, I interrupted softly. We are not revisiting this. I've learned my lesson the hard way, and I won't repeat it. He fell silent for a moment, then asked quietly, "Do you even forgive me?" "I don't hold anger anymore," I said. "But forgiveness doesn't mean returning to what broke me. I'm moving forward." He looked down, and for the first time, I saw genuine regret. I truly am sorry." "I know," I said. "But sorry doesn't rewrite the past. I choose my future." He nodded slowly, swallowing hard, then turned and walked away. I watched the door close and felt a strange mix of closure and relief. Later that afternoon, news arrived that Clara was leaving town. Her departure was quiet but unavoidable. Nina, who had backed her schemes, decided it was safer to abandon the sinking ship. I heard whispers from neighbors and acquaintances as I walked past, their eyes full of surprise and curiosity. Finally, I murmured under my breath, "No more shadows." Aunt Miriam smiled gently from the doorway. "You've handled everything with grace, Ariana. Clara's gone, and so are the reminders of your past mistakes." I nodded. "It feels peaceful. Strange, but peaceful." Miriam laughed softly. "You've earned it, and this time you hold the reins." As I stepped outside, the wind caught my hair, and I breathed deeply. The streets felt different somehow, lighter, freer. Every step reminded me that I wasn't running anymore. I wasn't hiding. I was present. Ethan appeared at the corner, as he often did, with that calm, knowing smile that had always grounded me. "You look different," he said softly. "Peaceful." "I am," I admitted, smiling. "For the first time in years, I feel like I belong in my own life." He nodded, hesitating for a moment. "Ariana, would you like to start fresh? With me? Not as a replacement, not as a shadow of what Leon was, but together on your terms." I paused, considering him, considering everything. His offer was sincere, steady, patient. "I appreciate it," I said finally, "but I can't start with someone else right now. Not yet." He looked at me, eyes soft but understanding. "I'll wait. As long as you need." I smiled gently. "I want to live for myself first. I need to learn my own rhythm, my own path." "That's fair," he said, stepping back slightly. "I'll be here whenever you're ready." I walked away slowly, feeling the warmth of his presence follow me without forcing me forward. The world seemed brighter. Every sound, every movement carried possibility. Later, I sat in the park near the river, watching the water ripple in the afternoon sun. The memories of betrayal and heartbreak lingered, but they no longer held power over me. They were lessons, reminders of strength and caution. I whispered to myself, I was reborn, but this time, I chose me. The streets echoed with life around me, children laughing, neighbors greeting one another. I watched as Clara's name faded from conversations, replaced by new stories, new beginnings. Her shadow had vanished, leaving me with clarity. I felt a soft breeze brush my cheeks, carrying with it the scent of flowers from a nearby market. I closed my eyes for a moment, letting the peace settle